Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a really easy way to do a rebatch soap. You don't need a crock pot for this. You don't need anything fancy for this. Now, if you remember from last week's video, I made this soap and had some separation and it was just a nightmare for me. Now, it wasn't a huge amount of separation. So some people do say, I could have left it and it probably could have gotten better, but I just wasn't confident because it was pretty soft on the inside. It had some little spaces, so much oil floating around. I just couldn't use it and I knew I couldn't sell it, and so rebatch it is. So first of all, I'm going to be grating it down to make it really small so that it can melt more easily. And so you need a grate for this, or whatever else you can use to kind of shred it down. And so here I'm just trying to decide what bits I'm going to use, and here we get to just shredding, and we're shredding. So once all of that is shredded, you then move that into a pot. A regular pot will do. I would recommend a non-stick pot like the one I have here, and just add a tiny bit of water. Really, your water is just to create a bit of steam to kind of melt your soap down. You also want to make sure that your heat is literally on the lowest, because that's what I used here, really low heat. And then here I'm just adding some more shreds of soap that I had from the previous batch, and I just wanted to melt that down. I'm just not in the mood for confetti soaps at the moment, so I think I'm going to be doing a lot more rebatch soaps. Anyways, so you put that in, and then I'm probably just going to add a little bit more water. You really will go with your instincts when you're doing this. You don't want to put too much water, but at the same time you don't want it too dry, right? And then we have to bear in mind that this is a fresh soap, so it still does have quite a bit of moisture in it. It's not dry per se. So to be honest with you, I personally feel like I did put too much water. I could have just done with a little less, but hey, it still worked out fine. Just go with your instincts, really, and you will see. So just melt that down in low heat. Make sure to keep stirring. You can see I added a little bit more water there. Just make sure to keep stirring it, and then you can see with my spatula, I also kind of was pressing it down, the little bits that were not melting as fast. I was kind of, using the spatula to kind of press them down to get them to melt. You can see there. And that really is all it takes. You just do that for a while. This took about, let's say 10 to 15 minutes, or maybe even 20, but definitely not more than 20 minutes. And it took about 20 minutes to melt all of this down. And just keep stirring and melting, just making sure it's not sticking to your pot. And that's all it takes for this bit. So from what you can see here, it never goes back to being a regular soap butter. It really just looks more like a jelly, gooey type of thing. It doesn't actually go back to being, the whole nice and yummy looking soap butter that you'd expect. And that's fine, that's okay too. Honestly, this soap is just amazing. The properties remain, nothing goes bad. It's still a charcoal soap. So yeah, so it's still perfect. You don't expect it to look perfect in the way that a brand new soap would look. This is totally fine. You can see how it looks. It really It does look weird though, to be honest with you. I don't know who else think. I mean, can you comment down below what you think this looks like? Because I don't want to say what it looks like, but it really looks like something ill-ish. But trust me, it smelled so good, and it's so funny. The fragrance oil stayed in anyways. Now, so I'm just pouring it into my mold. I decided to use these Colin molds, and you can see I'm using a spoon. Now, I was wondering if I would have been able to pour directly, but because it's a pot and it's not an easy pour per se, you know, it wouldn't have worked with Colin molds. But maybe in a regular mold, I probably would have been able to pour because it was flowing a little bit. It just felt like a really, really thick trace anyway. So now I'm spooning everything in. There's still some left, so I'm going to get an extra mold and just spoon them in as well. It really doesn't look nice, but trust me guys, when I tell, oh, see there, I forgot that I wasn't wearing gloves, because you don't need gloves for these, right? Because they're already made soaps. But like, and the thing burns me because it was very hot. So warning guys, if you're going to be handling this, you still probably need gloves. Don't touch it, it's going to be hot. So because you know it's become a hot process, hasn't it? So don't touch. I touched it and it burns me. So yeah, it really was hard to also get it to level down. So I had to get this spoon out and try to just level everything, but it was so difficult to actually level it down. In the end, I still kind of liked it. I'm calling this the ugly soap. This is my ugly soap, and I'm going to be selling this actually. And as at the time I'm releasing this video, I'll be putting it up on my website in a couple of days from the day you guys see this video. So it's going to be up on my website and it's going to be really cheap. So stick around and go on www.creamysuds.com if you want to get this soap. It really is going to be a steal, really, because this is a great soap that I just rebatched. So here I'm just putting it in a different mode, and I'm probably going to be using these ones for myself. Yes, and yeah. So moving on to the next day, I'm unmolding. This is not even up to 24 hours. You guys can see how easy this is to unmold. Yes, so you don't even have to wait up to 24 hours. About 12 hours is perfect to just unmold this. And guys, I was so skeptical about doing a Rebatch soap. I had never done one before. This is my first one. And so I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I have to do this to my beautiful soap. But you know what, guys? I am in love with this. It smells perfect. The fragrance did not even fade away. It's perfect. It smells good. All of the ingredients are still great. It's still a gorgeous goat milk soap that is just so, you know, great and conditioning for your skin, really. So I can't even wait to use this. I really just fell in love with the rustic look and everything. It's just so lovely and so nice. And there you have it. This is how to do a Rebatch soap. And you can see it's, you know, really simple. You don't need a crock pot. You don't need anything too fancy. You can really just do it that easily, guys. So now, yep, we're giving it a thumbs up. So now I'm going to be doing a lather test for you guys. This is about a week and a half later, and I've decided to test one of my own bars. I still haven't used it. I only did this test for the lather, and you guys are going to see how creamy and rich the lather is. It's just so lovely, so creamy, so non-drying, so lovely to the touch, so smooth, so silky. Guys, I am not joking. This is a lovely soap. Goat milk soaps, I am like so hooked on them. And then this Rebatch one, you guys can see there, I've just zoomed in a little for you, and it's just so nice, so creamy, just a lovely feel on the skin. Guys, natural soaps really are like the best, honestly. Can you guys tell me why you decided to use natural soaps? Because I just wanted a healthier lifestyle and I'm not going back. I'm so hooked on these. Just look at that lather, guys. Guys, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something from this. If you have, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.